Flosstube. I'm Carrie, and this is Sarah, and we are Three Trails Stitchers, or at least part of them. Thank you if you are coming back. This is our 5th Flosstube. If you are joining us for the first time, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Bienvenidos. Bienvenue.
I don't know any of those.
So,
hi, y'all.
Hopefully next week our cousin Whitney will be back with us. We plan to get together with her next week, but we'll just
And force her to be on camera.
We'll see how the week goes. I hope you all had a good week. How was your week?
Exhausting.
What made you smile this week?
What made me smile this week? Seeing kids.
Yeah.
Because we started face-to-face this week, and so I got to see all but one day of my classes. I still have a group on Monday. I haven't got to see it, but just seeing my kids, even with masks on, even with them being 6 feet apart, sitting on little sit spots, just seeing my kids. Oh, it made me so happy.
Do you have any...
What made you happy this week?
I don't know.
That's what you get for putting people on the spot.
I don't know. I follow this Disney... I mean, there's other things, which I'll talk about at the end, but there's this Disney Instagrammer. Her name is Allison, and she's Magic and Wishes, I believe, and she put on her Insta story, her and her boyfriend watched Twilight, and it was her boyfriend's first time watching Twilight, and it was hilarious. So if it's still up, I think she put it in her stories, but it was hilarious. That made me laugh a lot. So
good.
All right, previous finishes. I don't have one this week. So
oh, you mean like the fully finished?
Yeah, fully finished. Oh yeah, fully finished objects, not just finished.
Well, this is the Witchy Stitcher, the Universal Monsters. It was a stitch along from last year.
Mm-hmm. I guess. Or maybe it was 2 years ago.
And my personal finisher, my mom, Linda, she finished it into a wall hanging for me. I added, a lot of people were doing different things with this, and one of them was making the moon bigger, so I added the bigger moon. And I'm seriously thinking about redoing this because she also, at the very end of the stitch along,
she released it in a black
and white version, yeah. And so I really think I want to get some like greeny gray or orangey gray and do it in
I think
black
it'd be cool
and white.
On red too. And black
yeah,
and white.
Red might not be bad too. So anyway, my mom finished it, and it's getting ready to be hung in my house as soon as I figure out which wall I want to put it on. And I've also thought about doing the individual rooms in black and white and putting them around this. So I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people that if you are in the Witchy Stitchers Stitchy Coven or something like that, it's where people share if they're part of her stitch alongs. And a lot of people created their own rooms that go along with different stuff. Like there was Supernatural room and like
there was a Stephen King room, there was a Shining room.
Yeah, and people did that too. They did the same thing for the chopping mall. Yeah, the chopping mall. So
and
a lot of people have made their malls or their houses huge.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool too to do some of them like grouped together.
Well, and like someone did a bathtub for the Creature from the Black Lagoon, which I thought was really cute. Cool. But there are 6 different doors for the final block. Yeah. There were 6 different options, and one of them's Vincent Price.
Yeah, her
and
stitch alongs are pretty amazing.
They're amazing. You get way more than what you pay for, which we probably shouldn't say that out loud because she'll, might jack the prices up. But you get so much from her stitch alongs.
Do you want to show your finish?
Oh, and then I finally finished. Dun, da, da, Dr. Facilier for my cousin Whitney. I'll have my mom turn it into one of the little standees I showed on our second show, Maleficent and Mrs. Mim. This is our cousin Whitney's favorite Disney villain, Dr. Facilier. So he's done, and he just needs to be turned into a little standee so I can give it to her for her Halloween office.
And I had a finish this week, which I did not plan on having. Last week I had a bunch of lofty goals, like 5 things I was going to do, which, I think we all knew that wasn't going to happen. But Friday night I did pick up Nutcracker Parade. I had almost talked myself out of getting back to it, but I was like, no, I said it in the Flosstube, so it's got to happen. So I got out Nutcracker Parade and I started doing the top, and so I have it. I just kept going. I couldn't stop, and I just kept going because I was so close. So when I started last Friday, I had all of this part, like the 3 floats, and then I had this toy soldier who was in the wrong place, so I had to frog him out. So I finished the entire border, the words, and the 2 toy soldiers. So I did that on basically all Labor Day weekend, and I think I finished it Tuesday night.
It looks really good.
So this has been sitting there since last Christmas, because this was Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Christmas sale from last year. So I had told myself I wanted to finish it before I started Midnight Way, which I realistically did not think would happen, but it's done. So I have a finish.
What are you going to do with it? Are you going to have Mom do a wall hanging, or do you want to do...
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
But I have until Christmas, so I'll put it up for Christmas. Hopefully it'll be done. I don't necessarily need to frame it, so it'll probably be finished on a board or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Some way that I can display it.
Well, yeah, I was trying to think of where you're going to display it.
Do you have a whip?
I actually do have a whip. I had said last time I was with you that I was going to start Welcome Foolish Mortals from Good Morning Maui. I absolutely love her patterns. I know I've said that every time I've been on. And I actually started it today while I was at Mom's waiting on Instacart.
Is that Fabric Flare?
This is Fabric Flare. This is what I did the portraits on. And I think I'm going to try and buy some more of it to do her great big haunted mansion on. Because I love it. Because I tried to dye, I didn't even bring it. I tried to dye, ice dye some fabric last night with a light gray, and it's a hot mess.
Yeah,
I've super dark. It's not working.
I've seen more and more people stitching that big one.
Yeah,
like,
so
Lollipop Stitches, who I mentioned before, are stitching it, but then I think Stitchy Aardvark on Instagram is stitching it. I don't know.
But
I would like to do it, but it's just another big
Well, but I think
project.
this is going to go really quick because I did this in like 30 minutes at Mom's.
Yeah.
So I'll be working on this week. I have a couple of sewing projects I need to finish up tonight, but then I'm planning on stitching all day tomorrow and hopefully being less exhausted this week, so I feel like picking my stitching up when I get home.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm working on right now. I have a whole bunch of plans, but this is all I'm working on.
I have 2 whips. Whips. I always think of that Family Guy Cool Whip commercial where he's like, cool whip. Whip. So I started right after I finished Nutcracker Parade, which I think I called Nutcracker Ballet last week, but whatevs. I started another ornament from Satsuma Street. I've done one, and I need to show it. It's finished at my mom's. I just need to grab it.
Which one? Is
This
it one of these on the back that you did?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is Creepy Crawly. So she has, I think, 3 sets of these. I mean, you can buy them individually too, but I bought one of the sets. So I bought this set. So I have all of these to do. And I thought this would be a good work stitch, but I haven't been stitching at work. I think I will at some point. While we're distance learning, we actually get a normal human lunch break.
That's crazy.
I know, because normally teachers, you get like, I mean, I would legit eat in 15 minutes last year. So it's kind of nice. I know, we'll have kids back at some point, but until then, I thought I would take something and I could put a few stitches in it. And these are pretty small. So anyway, this is my giant start. This is a big start, right? I basically did the dark, inside dark parts of the spider. So this one, though, has a lot of black stitches, which black on this black perforated paper is kind of tough. But I'll get it done.
Okay.
So that was one of my whips. And my other one is I finally started Midnight. I think I'm being really loud, so if I'm loud, I apologize in advance. I finally started Midnight Way by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, which is their current stitch along. This is what it looks like. Sorry for the glare.
Let me see. Ooh, I like that.
And I started it. I do not have much. I just started this last night, maybe. I did not stitch much last night because I was tired, but so I have a little start. And this fabric, which I kept calling Picture This Plus, I'm 90% sure this was one of my fabric of the month from Color and Cotton. That it's not Picture This Plus. I love it. It's like sturdy but not stiff. So I don't know. I really like it. So I'm excited. This is what I'll probably work on the rest of the weekend because I would like to at least get the first clue done, which is the witch and her little thing in the middle.
Are there 82 clues that are out?
Yeah, there's 2, and the third one I think will come out Friday. I mean, I'm behind, but that's all right.
I can't believe you charged your iPad.
I did so I could show pictures. My iPad's never charged. Do you have a haul?
The only haul I have this week, I had to run to Joann's, and now I don't even remember why I went. Oh, to get black fabric. I made some mask lanyards. I'll show those in a minute. And we have been looking for this, the Just Cross Stitch October issue. And so I finally got it, and I did let Carrie look at it. So she's had a chance to peruse it. But it is going back
Which means
home.
I'll never see it again.
No, it's going back home with me today.
There's some cute things in here.
There are some super cute things. I love, and
Yeah,
I know
the tree's pretty.
The tree is pretty. I'm a huge fall person. So
it's really pretty. It makes me think of those temperature trees. Have you seen those that people do?
I do, and people, I also crochet, and people have been doing temperature blankets, and it made me think of that too.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
Yeah. Those turn out
cool.
huge, though.
There was another one in here that I'm just going to make y'all wait here. And
Yeah,
while I flip through.
you guys
I
don't
really
even-
like this one, which is I'm trying not to show that, part of a sampler. I have a lot of cowboy stuff in my house randomly because I'm into everything, including
into
old
yeah.
retro cowboy stuff. And then I really like this owl. I love this owl, and I don't know who it is. It is, Pinochka, who I've seen people buying some of
Yeah.
her patterns
I
lately.
love this. Here, show the house.
Oh, yeah. You gotta not show the
Sorry, I'm trying.
patron.
I'm not very good at this. I love this down here, too.
Yeah,
I know it's
don't
not
who that is.
Blackbird design, but it makes me think of a Blackbird design. Who is that?
It is, I think he's cute too. Blue Ribbon Designs. Belinda Carl's Nace of Blue Ribbon Designs. That's cute.
I just love it.
Anyway, so I think Sarah's gonna subscribe to that.
Yeah, I am. I also
And I think I'm
wanted
gonna
to-
subscribe to the primitive.
Mom and I thought this was
Stitcher.
really,
I love that.
yeah. we
Somebody
love
was stitching something similar, and I can't remember who it was.
it. And this is
It's not the same pattern, but
Who
the
is
same
this?
looking.
Linda
Pumpkin.
Medina of Medina Originals.
Maybe
really
it
love her.
was
And I want to go back and get the back issues. I want
stitching stuff. Maybe she was stitching a pumpkin that reminded me of that. But anyway, so
Anyway,
I feel like we're speeding. We're
just
speed
rambling and
speed tubing.
Can I
Okay.
take that home and look at it since I haven't had a chance to look at it yet? And you got to keep my magazine for a week.
So okay. So haul. I have quite a bit of haul, but last week I had stuff that was coming. It was on the way, and just because the postal service is a little slower right now, it just took a while. So I finally ordered a cross stitch Christmas. I put off ordering this. I saw it and I really wanted it just for this one on the front, but I was like, it's pretty pricey. It's about $40, and so I was just kind of balking at spending that much. But then on Stitch and Stuff, they were showing, I've seen a couple people show them different patterns, but she showed one inside and I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna buy that. I love this one. I love that. I'm a big Christmas person, as I've said before, so I really love it. And I'm not gonna flip through the whole thing, but there are some really super cute
Yeah, the
patterns
weekend
in here. I think
after
this is
Halloween,
amazing.
her house will explode in Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll have to show it.
And this one. I mean, this for me with the front one, and then this one with the presents on top of, but that's like enough for me to spend $40. So I'm excited to have that and to get stitching. I like how the patterns look. They look like they would be easy to follow. Yeah, this nativity is really cool. Sarah collects nativity sets.
Jesus set.
She collects these, and so I thought that would be a good one
Yeah.
for her to like. So,
Okay.
all right. So also I got my third in the Prim Stitch series, which I'll stitch sometime in the year 3000 because I've got too much to do. But I like them. I like how they are looking. I would not stitch them all as one piece. I would stitch them individually, maybe make pillows, but someday.
They'd be cute in like a little basket.
Yeah, I mean, they are really cute. I just, too much. And then I ordered a couple Mill Hill kits because I'm going to stitch all the Mill Hill, even though I've not stitched one Mill Hill.
You'll do
So I ordered this one, which is a National Park Santa. This is Grand Canyon Santa. And then this one, which is Appalachian Santa. It's Smoky Mountain Santa. So I love the Smoky Mountains. My grandparents took a couple trips there, and I don't know, it just always kind of makes me think of them. So, and then I ordered this.
I love that.
Which is from a magazine. It's from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, July 1993, which would have been like 2 months after I graduated from high school. So it's an antique like myself. And this is, I don't even know what it's called, honestly.
Is it Oregon Trail?
I guess. It's an Oregon Trail pattern.
I wonder if this person did 3 of them. I wonder if they did the other trails.
I don't know. But anyhoozle, it's the Oregon Trail, and it's honestly it's probably 85% backstitch.
Yeah, that.
So I really don't think it would take me that long. But it's pretty good size. Anyway, because of where we live and you know, my love for the trails and the Oregon Trail game, that I thought that would be a fun one to stitch. And then last but not least, I ordered this kit, which is from I don't know when, which is the Harry S. Truman National Historic Site Counted Cross Stitch Kit. So this is the Truman home. This is up off the square in Independence. I drive by it at least 2 times a week. You know, when I go to our public library, I drive by it, or I don't know, hit up the Wendy's. So it's, you know, maybe 5-8 minutes from our house, not far.
It depends on if there's.
And it's a beautiful home. And I was just kind of on eBay and trying to think if there was. I know that they've done these these different things for different national parks and different places. This is from the Heritage series, the Posey collection. And I just searched on eBay for Truman Home cross stitch, and there were 2 that came up. One was a piece that someone had finished, and it was 2 different people had finished it, so I know that existed. And I really liked it, but then this one came up as well, which I love. It'll take me 5,000 years to stitch that, but it has the full thing.
We should go up to the museum one weekend and see if, because they used to sell them there, and
Yeah.
I don't think Nina has them anymore, but the Scandinavia place on the square, that's who Nina is. There's that.
So anywho, so I bought that Truman Historic Site cross stitch, which I will do someday. Do you have any plans?
Right now my plans are on hold until payday.
Yeah.
And I want to get more of that fabric flare. I wish I could remember the name of it, but I'm hoping, I know I got it off 1-2-3 Stitch. My only thing about 1-2-3 Stitch is I wish they kept your orders so you could go back and see what you've ordered.
Yeah, I felt like there was a way you could go, but maybe you can't check.
I don't think you can. Anyway, so I want to order a piece big enough to start that Haunted Mansion piece. And I might start another one of the Stacy Nash animal crackers. I'll bring those with me next week.
That quarter shop carries a lot. I think they have a lot of fabric flare as well.
Oh, do they? Okay, I'll get on there and look too. That's really my only plan. And then to work on Welcome Foolish Mortals this week. I really want to come home and have some time to stitch and not fall asleep in my recliner every night.
I'm not making lofty plans this week. I would still like to start that. Oh, I forgot other parts of haul. That Witchy Stitcher Salem one, but I'm going to try to focus on Midnight Way so that I can I won't catch up, but I could at least get ahead. There were 2 other things that I purchased last night because it was Friday night and it's a pandemic and you got to do what you got to do. So I purchased this, and it was from the Etsy shop is Naughty Hag, Knottyhyhag, and this is Sam's Halloween rules. Always hand out candy, always wear a costume. These are the rules from if you've ever seen the movie Trick or Treat, if you like horror movies. If you don't, probably don't want to watch Trick or Treat. But it's one of me, Sarah, and Whitney's favorites. We watch it every Halloween season. And I thought this was a very cute pattern, so I'm excited for that. And then the other thing I bought, we're big Supernatural fans. I mean, I've watched it since day 1, and it is ending this year, which is probably why the world's falling apart, I feel like.
It is.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Sam and Dean's fault.
So I decided they're going to air, because of the pandemic, their season was cut short, but they promised that they would still come back and finish the show. So they are going to start airing, I think it's 7 episodes, the final 7 episodes, in October. I don't remember the date.
October 8th, I think.
And I wanted something to like stitch when it starts until I watch the last episode. So there's lots of great supernatural patterns on Etsy if you're a nerd like me. But I decided to go for this one, which says, "Dude, where's the pie?" Because Dean's a big pie fan. And I thought, I don't think I'll do it on black, but I thought I could do it and then hang it in my kitchen. So, and it'll just make me think about 15 years plus of watching Supernatural. So it's just been a big part of my life. I'm sure it seems silly if you don't watch that, but
What did you do to
it's
the
a big
light?
deal. I touched the screen to make the...
Oh, I didn't know you could do
I
that.
think I messed it up.
Wow.
So anyway, so my plan, basically Midnight Way. So, so if you don't want to hear about other random things, now would be the time that you could just like hit the road, Jack. But if you don't mind listening to me ramble about a few random things, like we'll call it Media Corner, then hang on in. So I'm still listening to Presidential, my podcast Presidential that I talked about last week. I'm up to Gerald Ford. I listened to the Nixon episode yesterday, and then I came home and I watched Frost Nixon, the movie, which if you haven't seen it, it's great, with Michael Sheen, Frank Langella. I saw it in the theater when it came out, but I haven't watched it since. So I watched that, and then still trying to listen to Truman, but I've been listening to Presidential mostly. I think No Ordinary Time is going to become an audio choice because it's just right now hard for me to find the time to really concentrate, especially on a nonfiction book, reading one. I think I need to embrace the fiction again. I think it's Bobo Quilting and Stitching commented, and she let me know about a podcast called History You Didn't Learn in Class, I think is the name of it, and so I'm going to start listening to that. If you know of any other good history podcasts, drop them down in the comments below. It's just kind of what I'm interested in at the moment. So, I go through phases. True crime to history to various other things. I also listen to science podcasts like Ologies and the Bill Nye podcast, that kind of thing. So that's what I've been listening to. Are you looking up what you're reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been listening to the 4th Harry Potter. I started a Harry Potter challenge with my students last year, and I read the first 3, and I've read all of them. I mean, we're huge nerds, so I've read them all. But then I created trivia on my library website for them. So when school ended and the pandemic started, I was listening to 4, but because of everything that was going on, I just kind of let it slide. So I had some kiddos asking me if I had ever finished it, and I hadn't. So I'm re-listening it as I drive to work. And then this is the book I'm reading right now. So I'm usually listening to a book and reading a kid's book during the school year. And it's Cilla Lee Jenkins, Future Author Extraordinaire. And she's a 2nd grader. She's like, dad's Korean and mom's American, and so there's a little bit dealing with that. Some people thinking she's just so unusual. And for Cilla, what she thinks makes her unusual is that she's a 2nd grader and she wants to be an author. So that's what I'm reading right now. It's really, really cute book, and it'll go in my library when I'm done. But I spent all summer reading romance novels, because when I'm off from school, I don't read as many kids' books, but now that I'm back in school, that's what I'll be reading and probably listening to.
Yeah, we read lots of kids' books because we are both librarians. So lots of kids' books. I used to read lots of YA, like young adult books, but not as much anymore.
You even had a blog.
For a while, so.
For quite a while.
Anyway, the only other thing is, if you follow me on Instagram, I apologize because last night Whitney texted me at 10 o'clock and she's like,
God, you guys
look
are
what's on
nerds.
TV, and it was Grease 2. And so what followed was us texting for 2 hours while watching Grease 2, and I kept posting things. But if you've never seen Grease 2, where you been? But it's a classic. Is it a terrible movie? 100%. Is it a classic? Yes. We grew up, that movie came out in like 82. I looked it up today.
Okay.
And we used to,
Excuse
because
me.
we're cousins, so we grew up together. And I still have our vinyl copy of that soundtrack. And we would go into I vividly remember being in Whitney's bedroom, dancing around,
And
singing to that. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to the soundtrack today because we watched it last night. And I'm like, I mean, the 80s, it was the Wild West. Like, there was no one telling us, hey, maybe you shouldn't listen to this.
Maybe that reproduction song isn't the best for 12-year-old and her 8-year-old
inappropriate. Sister. So, I mean, we grew up loving Grease. Grease was a big part of our lives. And, our parents were baby boomers, so we grew up, we loved Pillow Talk with Doris Day and Rock Hudson and Thoroughly Modern Millie with Mary Tyler Moore.
Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Yeah. And then on the other side was our Aunt Donna, who was a huge Motown person.
Yeah.
So not only did we get the musical side, we got the Motown side, and yeah, we had a great childhood.
So Grease 2 is like one of our go-to favorite things. So
it's a comfort movie for us.
But it's best you know now that's what I'm like. And quite honestly, that's another thing that made me smile this week. You have these sort of stressful weeks, and the news it just doesn't stop. And I can't stop looking at it. So
you really need
to. When she texted me and I was like, okay, I'm going to flip it over and watch it. And so for 2 hours, I just laughed and had a good time and sang along and, and it was just kind of what the doctor ordered. So
that's my favorite is as you're showing one of the scenes, I can hear you singing in the background.
For sure.
Can I show this really quick?
Yeah.
So I've been making masks like crazy because I just find one to fit my face. This is a pattern from the Crafty Quilter, and I think it's just craftyquilter.com, and her pattern is amazing. It's so easy to follow, and she also has a video. So I've been making a ton of these, and then last weekend I got a wild hair, and I made 40 of these mask lanyards, which I need to bring you one of each, don't I? So this is what I was making last weekend.
Yeah,
so.
I follow someone on Instagram that started making mask lanyards when we had to start wearing masks.
Yeah.
And... and they're beautiful, but they're a little pricey on a teacher's salary. So,
and I did sell
I
these.
bought Sarah and I one on Etsy, and it really is kind of a godsend. I really enjoyed it. And then
I lose my mask at all.
I made one out of this daisy trim, super easy to do, and it's just there's so many teachers and people I've seen that are like, that's a great idea, but you're not setting your mask down on the table where it's touching other stuff. You can just, if I'm in my library alone, I can take my mask off and it's just hanging and I don't have to worry about it.
And I did sell quite a few at work this week because I had a lot of people commenting the one you bought me that it was a really good idea. And so I sold quite a few at work. And there was no pattern for this. I just cut a piece of fabric, I think 2 inches by 36, and folded it until I had a 1/2 inch and sewed it. Which I got my sewing machine to start working again, So
a lot of you sew if your mask is making you crazy and you're tired of throwing it around. Sew yourself a mask lanyard. I mean,
or go buy yourself some fancy trim.
Yeah.
Slap a lobster hook on it, fold it over, and sew that little piece.
It's been kind of a lifesaver.
Yeah, it really has.
Really enjoyed having one. So, I mean, as much as you can enjoy.
As much as you can enjoy having anything to do with a mask.
And the pandemic and life right now. So anyway, I guess we've probably rambled on quickly for long enough. You did not get to see Vern, I don't think, today.
No, but Cheryl jumped up on the back of my chair for a little bit.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
Shirley made an appearance for
and where is
pretty
Vern?
much the first time. She's laying on the back of my chair.
Oh, she's comfy. She doesn't have time for us.
So tonight, what am I gonna watch tonight? I might watch Practical Magic. We were texting. I sent a Practical Magic pattern to Sarah and Whitney, one that I saw on Etsy that I'll probably buy. So I was like, oh, I should watch Practical Magic. And then next weekend we're gonna get together, hopefully with Whitney, and we might try to dye some fabric. So if we have anything that turns out well,
we'll show it.
I mean, I went somewhere today to try to find Rit dye, and I mean, the cupboard was bare. It was nuts.
I think people are dyeing everything.
Well, tie-dye is really in right now,
Well, I know. That's what I mean. Not just dyeing, cross-stitch fabric. I think people are
Yeah.
dyeing everything.
So I really want to try to find some, other reds and greens.
Do you have more of that neon green you got? Was that in a bottle or was that a packet?
Yeah, neon. I can show that fabric. if you'll hold on just a moment.
Okay.
It's not very exciting, but
It is very exciting. I totally want to steal it. What did you think you were going to do on it?
I thought I might do the black and white Universal Monsters on it, which I don't know if it's big enough, honestly.
Well, it might
So I
be.
did this one, and I did not iron it yet, so it is very wrinkly.
What size? Is this 14 or 16?
This is 14.
Okay, hold on.
16 count.
Oh, it's 16? I think it's big enough because mine's 14, and look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay.
I did neon green first for a long while, probably 30 or more minutes. And then I dunked it in like green apple, but I want darker spots. So I may just, if I can find a Kelly green, I might go ahead and dunk this in Kelly green as well. It does have some like lighter splotches on it
What if
randomly, but I'm okay with it.
what if we did the coffee tea dye and instead of dunking it, you flicked it?
Yeah, maybe.
That might give you some dark.
So anyway, so we'll try dyeing some fabric. Whitney wants to try bleach dyeing. Steel City Stitchers, they did some bleach dyeing, which turned out amazing. And I also want to try dyeing. I have some hibiscus tea, which I've not drank a ton of because it's a little too, I'm a big like black tea fan. And so I might try dyeing fabric with hibiscus tea because it's very like red pinkish.
You know, I've seen people too that do like the red cabbage and the beets and things like that.
Yeah.
And I would love to
And
try that
turmeric.
sometime. It's just
I
I don't want to waste
that Prudence Kitsch that I stitched that Nasty Women Vote for her, she dyed something with turmeric and it was amazing. It was really pretty and like a really bold yellow color. So anyway,
Okay.
that's enough from us. We're rambling now and we're
We
over
are.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have a great week. If you want to stick around and hear more about things like movies we shouldn't have watched as children in the 80s, like how our parents neglected us in the 80s.
We weren't neglected.
I'm kidding.
We just didn't. I mean, I don't know.
It's just how it was.
It just
you know what I
was.
mean?
You weren't worried
It's
about
like all those memes that were like
your child growing up and being a sociopath because they watch Looney Tunes.
you know, that
I mean,
you know, leaving your kids home alone, and it's like 80s parents are like,
yeah.
look, we did that all the
I
time.
mean, you know, that's our mother used to tell us. You know,
Yeah.
go out and play in the traffic. I mean,
Joking.
She didn't mean it, but you know.
Jokingly. So anyway, so we will let you go. If you want to stick around, feel free to subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Leave comments below. I've really enjoyed answering people's comments.
I need
If you
to
have
go.
any questions, because I'm terrible about leaving descriptions in the box down there, I never get back and type it. So I'm going to try to get better. I'm also going to try to get better with like the fancy, this is what it looked like last week, and add the picture. But let's face it, it's just like flying by the seat of my pants. And there's a lot going on right now. So I'm slowly learning new things to put into place like at school with video and stuff. So I'm hoping that will help with the Flosstubes.
Well, and we need to get your personal MacBook out and
Yeah.
mess with it.
So anyway, enough of that. We're going to go. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you get lots of stitching this week.
Be safe. Stay healthy.
Wear your mask.
Yes,
Hey,
mask
get
up.
your flu shot. We got our flu shots
Yes,
today.
we did.
We took Mom to get her flu shot. We're all flu shotted up. So,
Need to check on Dad and see if he has his.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Take
call
care
him.
of yourself, and we will see you next week. See you real soon.
Bye, guys.